when one of the most gifted vocal prodigies on the planet suddenly vanishes from a nation's most anticipated music event just days before showtime, people don't just notice, they panic. Millions across Europe were waiting to see her step back onto the stage where her journey first began. But overnight, her name was completely wiped from the headlining roster without warning. Network executives were caught off guard, local media spiraled into wild speculation, and fans were left piecing together a bizarre trail of clues. The official story released to the press collided head-on with private legal documents sent behind closed doors. Beyond the bright lights and high expectations lay a fierce battle of power, personal security threats, a massive financial lawsuit, and a legal loophole that left a giant national broadcasting company holding an empty bill. To understand why this cancellation sent shockwaves through the industry, you have to realize what this performance meant to her home country. After capturing global fame at a young age with her signature jazz vocals, she moved to the United States, signed with major record labels, and began collaborating with world-class producers. To the people back home, she wasn't just a national talent anymore. She was a global icon representing their country on the world stage. So when news broke that she would compete in Grand, the premier gateway to, the excitement was overwhelming. This wasn't just another TV appearance, it was a legendary homecoming. National media put her front and center, predicting her performance would shatter viewership records and dominate the voting lines. Knowing the massive interest surrounding her return, the national network went all in on production. For months, crews worked tirelessly behind the scenes to craft a world-class performance. Her song went through high-end studio mastering, and the creative team mapped out custom lighting and personalized stage setups to match her unique artistic brand. Cross-continental coordination ran constantly between producers in Norway and her management team in Los Angeles. First-class travel, luxury accommodations, and special stage attire were all agreed upon. Her team even requested a custom outfit from a renowned designer to guarantee a show-stopping look. Everything was fully locked in, airtimes were set, and the stage was ready to light up. But right as the official cast reveal drew near, the entire plan collapsed in an instant. The first explanation offered to the public pointed straight to an unfolding natural disaster. Statements from her family highlighted severe wildfires sweeping across Southern California near their home. As emergency evacuation orders spread through the area, her team stated they were forced to pack up and evacuate on short notice, making a long-haul flight across the Atlantic impossible. To anyone reading the headlines, it sounded like a tragic case of bad timing that no one could control. Who could blame an artist for missing a performance during a life-threatening emergency? But as convincing as that story seemed, it was only the surface of a much deeper conflict. While the public digested news of natural disasters, network executives received a completely different narrative in their inbox. A formal letter landed from a top-tier legal representative acting on behalf of the artist, declaring her immediate withdrawal from the production. The note made no mention of wildfires or evacuations. Instead, it cited sharp professional disagreements, internal friction, and an alarming concern: potential threats regarding her personal safety. The sudden mention of personal security risks threw network directors into a spin. They were left trying to reconcile two completely opposing stories: the tragedy reported in the news and the strict legal warnings landing on their desks. And this tension quickly escalated into a high-stakes standoff. Networks don't take last-minute cancellations lightly, especially when public tax dollars are on the line. Furious over the abrupt exit and the ruined schedule, the broadcasting company fired back with a formal demand for financial compensation, seeking over 130,000 Norwegian krone. They itemized every lost expense: non-refundable first-class plane tickets, canceled luxury hotel stays, custom stage structures that couldn't be reused, and the invoice for the expensive designer dress ordered by her American representatives. The network framed the entire fallout as a breach of contract that wasted state resources. But her legal team was preparing a defense that would shatter the network's lawsuit completely. When the invoice arrived across the ocean, her legal team delivered a cold, devastating response. They didn't deny that meetings had taken place, nor did they deny that stage prep had occurred. Instead, they pointed to the single most critical factor in entertainment law. No formal contract had ever been physically or digitally signed by the artist or her legal representatives. All those months of planning, verbal promises, email threads, and custom designs had been carried out on informal trust and draft agreements. Without a signed document, her team asserted that no binding contract ever existed, meaning a breach of contract was legally impossible. The broadcast giant suddenly realized that in their rush to secure a superstar, they had made a fatal error, spending tens of thousands of dollars without a signed agreement. Realizing their legal standing was practically non-existent, the network found itself in a trap. Pursuing an international lawsuit across 2 continents against an unsigned agreement would cost far more in legal fees than the original debt itself. Worse, a public court battle would expose their internal oversight to the entire nation. After months of quiet deliberation behind closed doors, the broadcaster made the practical choice. They dropped the financial demand entirely and absorbed the loss as an operational expense. The legal matter was quietly closed, and her name vanished from the network's roster. This incident stands as a stark lesson in the complex machinery of modern entertainment. For a rising international star, maintaining full authority over her image, safety, and career direction is paramount. Walking away from a massive national broadcast, despite the public pressure and legal pushback, demonstrates a rare level of leverage and resolve from her team. On the other side, it highlights the risks networks face when creative enthusiasm outpaces formal administration. While fans were disappointed to miss her homecoming show, the decisive exit shielded her career trajectory from unwanted complications without getting entangled in a drawn-out legal fight. At the end of the day, this standoff showed that navigating the music industry is rarely as simple as stepping up to a microphone. Behind every memorable performance lies a battle of legal strategy, creative control, and high-stakes decision-making. Whether driven by genuine security risks, natural disasters, or a strategic move to preserve artistic independence, stepping away from the spotlight was a bold power play. It leaves us with one final question. Was this sudden exit a chaotic series of unfortunate events, or a calculated move to protect her future at all costs?